You don't have to tell me. Here you
Oh,
go.
do
Make
we
it full
just
screen if you can, Scott.
do we start with just this
Perfect.
with this one?
Yep.
So tell me, like, how do you want me to approach this? Like,
Well, just lead us up to it. Start with the price action that got there, and then
stuff.
whether that W is a good W or not. I mean,
So, like, this is an area that I marked when I saw price action making this flat area right here, and so it kind of goes back to the last time I did a training with Sway about what exactly is like a zone or what exactly is consolidation. You know what I mean?
yeah, you got a lot of swing there.
And so you get your price action that's meeting at the exact same like level over and over again. It's kind of flat, it like flattens out. So I guess to kind of make it, let me show you to clear it up. So normal price action like this is it's moving up at an angle. It's not flat by any means, right? This is about as close as it gets to being flat, and then you have that dip, and then all of a sudden you have a move afterwards, right?
Hmm.
Right here. So this is kind of like what I'm talking about is like when you notice that your price action is holding a flat line and then you see it manipulate it, this is when you're starting to anticipate a move. And so this risk is, probably more high than what we want. Um, but, something like that is a lot better, right? And so this is really no different than this.
On the two charts, you're looking at like 8 o'clock a.m. on both charts or something like that. That's all.
Oh no,
Yeah. Okay.
no, this is like literally like a 6 minute before close trade, you know. But if you're ballsy enough to take the trade, it would have paid off right there. I mean, you would have made, I don't know what that is. Let's say you take it from here. 10 points is $50, one contract. You know, three contracts, you probably already had your guarantees in at what, 8? So you would have had two at 8, which would have been what, $40, $80, and then one at 10, so another 50, so 130. It's not bad. Um, Same thing here. This is um, almost too many candles, but what makes it work is the amount of dojis in it. If they had just been all candles, it probably would have worked. It would have been too much. 4 is more ideal, and this is kind of like one, almost like one short. But I mean, if you look at it like this right here is your trade. Technically, it's that little doji up right there, and this green bar going right into it. Put your trade right one tick above that. It goes up there, and you're in. Easy, easy win. This is just more detailed version of this. And so if you look at this green and red down right here, uh, right there is right here. Technically, it's that right there too. And then that wick right there, that doji, that's part of it as well, because that goes all the way down to like here. And then you have that green up there. Should have been that right there. And then that red wick would have been right there at the high, so you would have taken it one higher. And then it poked up. Well, on this trade here, because this is your middle guy, you would take that and put it trade right there. And then when this came up and got you in, you would get you in right here. Does that make sense? I know that was kind of.
So the entrance there, you're taking basically as the W has fully formed instead of taking it halfway up the last way.
Well, if you're doing it off of like you're waiting for the confirmation that this is actually going to go up, you know,
Hmm.
then you're looking at it like, okay, well, it's it's not clear completely until it makes this candle right here. Because like if you only look at it from here, without this candle, it looks pretty bearish.
It's just downward price action.
Right. So you have to take it in that context, like, okay, well, none of this matters. We don't know what's going up. As it goes into this area right here, we know that we drew this area because of the previous price action holding it right here. And then it had this huge reaction coming off of it, right? And so that's what we want is this. Another thing is that we need to understand that a couple things, like before we get over here. I know I'm bouncing all over the place, but I kind of want to give context to everything. I think it's more important like this stuff over here than it is this over here. This stuff over here, you see it's funneling down into this zone, and the zone is holding it, right? And so that's really important to know. And then you have, when it releases, it explodes outwards, right? And it goes up. And so this reaction right here is very successful compared to, this price action here. Far above it, right? Double. And so we got 2 times the reaction out of this funneling down right here into this area right here. And that's how you need to look at it. It's like, okay, well, this is a test, and if I get to here, that's a 1-to-1, and that's okay, but it's not really great. But if I get to, if it comes up here, then that's 2-to-1, and that's really great. And then that means it's something that we can work off of. And so most likely they're going to push it back down, because this is extremely bullish price action right here. So it's most likely going to be pushed down, to reignite this move, drop off some bears, pick up some more bulls that want to go long, and then launch it. Because the reason why I'm giving you all this context is because big institution doesn't know that it's going to do this. Do you know what I mean? Or else they just let it roll. If they knew it was going to do that, they would just let it keep going. You know what I mean? Like, why would they even push it back down? But they're not completely ready because they're searching for that hot spot that's going to launch it up into the air. And so then it launches into the air, but guess what happens? It gets to where it goes, and then a bunch of people drop their shares, and therefore it's not ready anymore, right? And so we got to get rid of those people. It's successful, yes, but it's not ready because you got to understand how demand works. Demand only works if people hold the shares. Well, if we get up here and people start selling off shares, well, I can't keep going up, right? So what I do is I get rid of the first load of people, because those are most likely the ones that are going to let go. And the rest of the people that jumped in down here that are still holding are going to continue to hold. And then I'm going to pick up more people from down here that want to go up. And now I've got, twice as many people that want to go up past this point that are still holding. Does that make sense? And so that context is really important. I think that's something that we kind of leave out, like, oh, it's just a zone. You got to trust the zone. Like, but why? You know what I mean? Why do you have to trust the zone? And so that's why you would have to trust the zone, is because that's how the zone is where absorption hits, and they're trying to launch it from the spot. And that's the successful test of it. So now that we know that it held it on the zone, and this is the result of that. And so we're going to smash it back down, and we're going to hold it again. And now we've got proof that it held it. Even at a higher level, it didn't even go deeper there. The bounty's all closed above the zone almost. And then we get this one last candle right here, and it puts that wick up there. That's showing you that there's strength to the upside. And it doesn't always mean that. Like, it can't be up here. Well, I mean, I guess it could be up here, but if it's in a move going up, like totally going up, and it's it's doing that at the top, but they're planning on like pushing it down. Like, the whole purpose of it was to push it down. Well, they're probably going to come back and manipulate that later, but they're probably going to finish the move that they were on. But when they do it at the bottom here, it's different, because it's saying, okay, we're going up and we're holding it back. Like, we've already explored this once, and it rocket launched. And so this is the reaction we're looking for. Boom, there's the reaction. Okay, snuff it out real quick, so that way retail doesn't know that it's going up, and they still think it's going down. And then load up on the next candle, which is why we have a doji, right? So retail is like shorting it because they think this means bearish, and so they're shorting it, and then they're loading up, and so they bought all the shares in this area off after that candle. And so that's your second proof that this is going up, is because it just neutralized it, and it still didn't go down. And then boom, it launches up. And so then we put our contract, like when we do our trade alerts, we put the contract above, one tick above that line or that wick. But yeah, you can definitely take it when you see this doji right here, and that next candle starts to form green or whatever. I mean, you can enter it right there. I mean, yeah, hell yeah, you know.
The safer entry is the tick above.
Yeah, I mean, you pass up on this no drawback area right here though. Like this, there's no drawback right here, and so you enter this, you're not feeling any kind of pain whatsoever. And so that's just something that you have to kind of work up to trusting this zone, trusting, this previous price action, understanding that this is a test and they're snuffing it back out in order to relaunch it again, trusting that it's going to hold here and seeing that there is proof that it is holding here. The doji showing that it's holding and that there is some soaking up going on here. That candle right there that snuffed out real quick, because usually that'll pop up and they'll push it right back down real quick, so that way retail doesn't see that there's strength there. And then you have a doji coming right after. You're not always going to get it so transparent like that, but if you do get it to where you have a doji on the other side of that, I mean, it's absolute proof that they're soaking it up right here and neutralizing that push down. And then, boom, it launches out from there. So, I mean, yeah, you could just put it in right there. And I think that you're at that level that you can probably, once you start to put these pieces of the puzzle together here, holding the zone, that's the test, and here's the result. It's obviously very successful, very bullish. Look at the price action. Huge going up here, holding it back obviously right here. Like what happened to this? Like it just all of a sudden just died. It's like it's no longer, it's no longer bullish anymore.
Yeah, that was the test launch.
Yeah, and then look at your characteristics of your candles right here. It's extremely bullish. The candles are really big compared to like previous candles. I mean, like that candle is almost the same as that, but that one compared to like the other 20, or it's a stranger in here, but it's showing you that there's strength here, right? And then doom, you got it in again right here, and then you have this consolidation right here, and then another doji, and then boom, you have the exact same candle again, another candle like that again, and then another one there again, and then again. And so now you look over here going down, and it's extremely bearish candle here. You get another one there, but then it's broken up here all the way down. And so there's not a lot of follow through right here. It's starting to break up, and it gets into this area and they're just holding it back because really it wants to go up. And then, go ahead.
Slow that square up again up there.
Which one?
Stop.
This?
Slow it up a little bit. Yeah. Now show it right there at the body of that center candle, the center of the W.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. At the body where you told him, that is where he could actually get in at the top of the body of that candle. Not the wick, but the top of the body of the candle.
Yeah, I agree with that.
That is exactly where he could in at the very top of the body part of that north candle. To the center candle.
Right there.
I mean, yeah.
That'd be getting it all.
Yeah. You wouldn't have maybe a tick to 2 ticks of heat.
Go to W, Scott, also, please.
Huh?
But thank you, Boss Hog. I'm appreciating that.
Do what now?
Draw the actual W we were seeing, please.
That's it.
Let me see.
That center W, that center green body. You see how small it is? That's where you could get in.
So
It's like
the upside down candle. What do you call that?
I don't know.
shooting star.
Inverted hammer or whatever, something like that.
This is actually the W we're looking at. And so then he's saying, like right here, but I think he means like not after this doji. I think you mean like after you get this candle, you could put your well, you're not guaranteed to get this doji like this, but you probably would get something like that afterwards anyways. But you're saying like right here.
No, up a little bit. At the body, the body of that camel, not the wick, the top of it. Yeah, right there.
This
Right
one.
there.
This one. I see. I see.
Yeah. That's where he could get an inner at.
Okay. Yeah. So same idea. I was thinking right
Yeah.
there.
Well, that's where I meant. I just do it a little, you just do it a little higher. But yeah, exactly. That's where he could get in there. And you hardly no heat whatsoever.
Yeah. That's exactly where I would enter. Is right at the high of that body, because I'm basically relating it to. I'm relating it to the top of that candle right there is matching, and so you have a line there
Yeah.
that's matched all the way through. And so you get that one red there. You get a doji showing it stopping it and a manipulation to the low, which usually means it's going to go high. And then you've got that one to basically negate this red one. And so that makes another doji. So you got two dojis here between these three candles, another doji right there. And now all your dojis are going in an angle up like that. You know what I mean? And so that's how the doji system works out like that, is like it's saying, okay, like this trade's going this way. It's showing you based on all the dojis it's giving you. Does that make sense? So yeah, really, really nice trade here. The wicks pushing into the zone like this or into that area where previous price action held is like clutch. Like that's your key right there. I call that like a beard. It looks like a beard. And then any questions on this one?
Oh, you guys have really covered that one. I see.
Cool. Let's go to the next one then. Oh.